In just 4 years, the city of Los Angeles is attempting something so physically and logistically impossible that most urban planners call it a fever dream. Imagine a city world famous for its gridlocked freeways and sprawling, disconnected neighborhoods suddenly becoming the global model for a car-free, high-tech metropolis. LA is spending over $50 billion on a 28 by 28 transit initiative, aimed at completing 28 massive infrastructure projects before the opening ceremony of the 28 Olympic Games. But this isn't just about sports. We are talking about the construction of the most advanced automated people mover on the planet at LAX, the resurrection of a massive regional rail network that was dismantled decades ago, and a complete technological overhaul of the city's digital infrastructure. This is a 5-decade urban transformation being compressed into a single 4-year window. Los Angeles isn't just hosting a game, it is trying to perform a heart transplant on its own transportation system, while the patient is still stuck in 5 p.m. traffic. If this succeeds, the City of Angels will never look, move, or feel the same way again. To understand the sheer scale of the insanity, we have to look at the No Car Olympics pledge. LA Mayor Karen Bass has made it clear. The goal for 28 is for every single spectator to reach every single venue using only public transit. For anyone who has ever spent 3 hours trying to move 5 miles on the 405 freeway, this sounds like a joke. But the $50 billion investment is no laughing matter. The centerpiece of this pivot is the massive expansion of the LA Metro. They are currently boring tunnels for the Purple Line extension, which will finally connect the high-rise offices of downtown LA to the beach at Santa Monica. This isn't just a subway. It's a high-capacity subterranean artery that has to navigate through some of the most complex geological conditions in America, including underground methane pockets and ancient tar pits. This line will be the primary lifeline for tens of thousands of athletes and fans, moving them beneath the traffic at 70 miles per hour. But the most visible part of this $50 billion puzzle is happening at Los Angeles International Airport. LAX has long been criticized as one of the most frustrating airports in the world because of its horseshoe layout that traps thousands of cars in a perpetual loop. To fix this, the city is building the Automated People Mover, or APM. This is a 2.3-mile elevated train system that will move 30,000 people per hour. It connects the terminals directly to a massive new consolidated rent-a-car facility. More importantly, to the regional light rail system. This effectively removes the need for shuttle buses and private cars to enter the central terminal area. It is a state-of-the-art driverless system that uses magnetic sensors and GPS to maintain perfect timing. When you land in LA in 28, you won't be calling an Uber. You'll be stepping onto a sleek, glass-walled train that whisks you over the traffic and directly into the city's transit nervous system. Now, let's talk about the stadiums. Most Olympic host cities go bankrupt building white elephant structures that rot after the game's end. LA is doing the opposite. They are using a radical reuse model. The 28 Olympics will use 0 new permanent venues. They are utilizing the most advanced sports infrastructure already on the ground, most notably the $5 billion SoFi Stadium. Featuring a translucent roof that can display images to passing airplanes, and a dual-sided infinity screen that is the largest of its kind in the world. For the Olympics, SoFi will be transformed into the largest swimming venue in history, with the field being excavated to house an Olympic-sized pool. This is a massive engineering feat in itself, converting a professional football stadium into a world-class aquatic center and back again in a matter of weeks. But $50 billion buys a lot more than just trains and pools. A huge portion of the budget is being funneled into the digital twin project. Los Angeles is creating a real-time, 3-dimensional virtual map of the entire city. This isn't just for show. This digital model is connected to thousands of IoT sensors on buses, traffic lights, and rail cars. Using advanced artificial intelligence, the city will be able to predict traffic surges before they happen and automatically adjust signal timing or deploy extra transit cars in real time. It is the world's most ambitious attempt at dynamic urban management. The city will essentially be running on an automated brain that ensures no venue becomes a bottleneck, and no crowd becomes a safety hazard. The regional connector is another massive component that has recently come online. For decades, if you wanted to travel across LA on a train, you often had to transfer multiple times between different lines in confusing subterranean stations. The Regional Connector is a 1.9-mile twin tunnel project that links three separate light rail lines into a single, seamless network. This allows passengers to travel from East LA to Santa Monica, or from Long Beach to Azusa, without ever changing trains. It sounds simple, but in the complex world of LA transit, it is a game changer. It effectively turns a collection of separate train lines into a unified, continental-scale transit system. By 2028, this connector will move hundreds of thousands of people through the heart of the city every single day, completely bypassing the legendary gridlock on the surface, often called the subway to the sea. This project is arguably the most difficult tunneling job in the United States right now. Engineers have to navigate through the complex maze of oil fields and high-pressure water tables that sit beneath the neighborhoods of Beverly Hills and Westwood. They are using massive, multi-million-dollar tunnel boring machines, affectionately named Elsie and Soyun, which operate like underground factories, excavating soil, installing concrete tunnel segments, and laying tracks all in one continuous motion. The accuracy required is staggering. These machines have to pass within feet of the foundations of skyscrapers and ultra-expensive real estate, without causing a single crack. By 2028, this line will serve as the primary route to the Olympic Village, which will be housed on the campus of UCLA. The Olympic Village itself is a study in adaptive infrastructure, rather than building a new neighborhood that might sit empty later. LA is utilizing the existing student housing at UCLA, but to make this work for thousands of the world's elite athletes. The $50 billion plan includes a massive modernization of the campus's utilities and data networks. This includes the installation of a citywide open-access 5G network that will provide free, high-speed connectivity to every athlete and spectator. The goal is to make the 28 Games the most connected event in human history, featuring augmented reality guides that allow fans to point their phones at a venue and see live stats, historical facts, and real-time transit directions overlaid on the world around them. But it's not all about the high-tech. The $50 billion transformation includes a massive green infrastructure push. LA is famous for its urban heat island effect, where the vast amount of asphalt and concrete traps heat, making the city significantly warmer than surrounding areas. The city is embarking on the Cool Streets initiative. They are coating hundreds of miles of roadway with a specialized gray reflective sealant that lowers the surface temperature by up to 10 degrees. This isn't just for comfort. It reduces the energy needed for air conditioning in nearby buildings. Additionally, the city is planting 90,000 new trees along transit corridors. By 2028, the goal is for Los Angeles to be the most walkable large city in the desert Southwest, with a canopy of green protecting pedestrians as they move between transit hubs. The Inglewood Transit Connector is another spectacular piece of the puzzle. While SoFi Stadium and the Intuit Dome are world-class venues, they are currently miles away from the nearest rail station. To solve this, the city is building a 1.6-mile elevated automated transit line that will link the Metro K line directly to these venues. This isn't a traditional train, it's a sleek elevated shuttle system that will glide above the streets of Inglewood. It is funded by a unique partnership between the city, the federal government, and the private owners of the venues. It represents a new model of public-private mobility, where big business and local government share the cost of moving millions of people. By 2028, the entertainment district of Inglewood will be one of the most accessible sports hubs on the planet. Speaking of the Intuit Dome, this $2 billion arena, which will host basketball in 2028, is a technological marvel in its own right. It features biometric entry, where fans can enter the arena and pay for food and drinks just by showing their face or hand. The arena has a massive halo board with nearly an acre of LED screen, and every single seat is designed with sensors to monitor crowd excitement levels. This data is fed back to the lighting and sound systems to create a dynamic environment that reacts to the energy of the fans. During the Olympics, this will be the most advanced basketball venue ever seen, providing a smart experience that blends the physical game with digital interactivity. Now let's look at the Freeway Cap projects. LA was built by freeways, but those freeways also divided neighborhoods and created vast wastelands of noise and pollution. The $50 billion plan includes several park-over-highway projects. These are massive concrete decks built over sections of the 101 and other freeways, which are then covered with soil, trees, and public parks. The most famous is the Hollywood Central Park, which will create 30 acres of green space over the sunken Hollywood Freeway. By 28, these parks will serve as urban lungs, providing a place for people to gather and move between neighborhoods that have been separated for 70 years. It is a literal capping of the old car culture to make way for a new, greener, urban reality. The logistics of the 28 games are being managed by a specialized Olympic Coordination Center. This is a high-tech facility that looks more like NASA mission control than a city office. It will use the digital twin data to manage everything from the movements of the 15,000 athletes to the delivery of thousands of tons of supplies. One of the biggest challenges is the zero waste goal. LA aims to divert 90% of all waste from the Olympics away from landfills. This requires a massive overhaul of the city's waste management system, including the deployment of smart bins that use sensors to sort recycling from trash automatically and a citywide composting program for all food vendors. The transformation of the LA River is another long-term project being accelerated by the Olympic deadline. Once a concrete-lined drainage ditch, the river is being reimagined as a 51-mile-long green corridor. The Upper LA Riverway project is creating miles of new parks, bike paths, and water features that will connect the San Fernando Valley to downtown. During the 28 games, parts of the river will be used for outdoor events and festivals, showcasing a blue-green infrastructure model that restores a natural waterway in the middle of a concrete jungle. It's about proving that a city can be both hyper-modern and ecologically restored. The Sepulveda Transit Corridor is perhaps the most ambitious single-rail project in the entire plan. It aims to build a high-speed transit link through the Sepulveda Pass, connecting the valley to the west side, which is the busiest and most congested stretch of road in the world. The $50 billion plan is exploring both a multi-billion-dollar tunnel and an advanced monorail system for this route. While the full project may extend beyond 28, the first phases of improved bus rapid transit and smart lanes will be operational for the games, providing the first real alternative to the 405 in human history. But how is LA paying for all of this? It's a complex blend of local sales tax measures, like Measure M and Measure R, which were passed by LA voters specifically to fund transit expansion. This is supplemented by billions in federal grants from the bipartisan infrastructure law and significant private investment. This isn't just the city spending money. It's a coordinated investment from the local, state, and federal levels, all seeing the 28 Olympics as the ultimate reason to act, forcing departments that usually move slowly to coordinate and complete projects in record time. It is a deadline-driven development model that is shaking up the bureaucracy of the city. One of the most innovative parts of the plan is the first last mile initiative. Transit is only useful if you can get to the station. To solve this, Louisiana is investing hundreds of millions in micro-mobility hubs. This includes protected bike lanes, automated bike share stations, and smart curbs where autonomous shuttles can easily pick up and drop off passengers. The city is also installing kinetic pavements in high-traffic areas, which generate electricity from the footsteps of the millions of fans walking to the stadiums. This electricity is used to power the wayfinding signs and lighting in the surrounding area. It is a city that literally powers itself through the movement of its people. The Universal Basic Mobility Pilot is another social component of the transformation. LA is testing a program that provides low-income residents with a digital mobility wallet that can be used for buses, trains, bikes, and even rideshare services. The goal is to ensure that the $50 billion transit system isn't just for Olympic tourists, but a tool for social equity that connects every resident to jobs and education. By 28, the city aims to have the most equitable transit system in the world, where your ability to move isn't dictated by the car you own. The architecture of the 28 games is also a point of intrigue. Because there are no new permanent venues, the look of the games will be created using temporary, circular economy structures. This includes massive, colorful pavilions made from recycled shipping containers and biodegradable fabric that will be repurposed or composted after the closing ceremony. The focus is on ephemeral architecture, creating a spectacular world-class atmosphere without leaving a permanent scar on the environment. It is a light-touch approach to hosting a mega event. The Port of Los Angeles is also undergoing a massive transformation in the lead-up to 28. As the busiest port in the Western Hemisphere, it is the primary entry point for all the materials needed for the Olympic construction. The port is moving toward a zero-emission model, deploying hundreds of hydrogen-fueled semi-trucks and automated electric cranes to move cargo. By 28, the port area will feature a brand new public waterfront district, with parks and marine research centers that are connected to the central city via the expanded rail lines. It is an industrial giant turning into a green gateway. The security of the 28 games will be managed by an integrated command system that uses AI-powered video analytics to monitor crowds for potential issues. But rather than a surveillance state model, Louisiana is focusing on ambient safety. This includes the use of smart lighting that brightens or changes color based on crowd density and acoustic sensors that can detect anomalies in the soundscape of the city. The goal is to create a safe environment that feels welcoming and open, using technology that is invisible to the average fan, but incredibly effective at preventing incidents. The economic impact of the $50 billion transformation is expected to be massive. Economists project that the transit investment alone will create over 700,000 jobs in the region. This is the Olympic multiplier. By 28, Los Angeles will have shifted from a city that is famous for its car culture to a city that is the global leader in mobility technology. This shift is already attracting dozens of EV startups, autonomous vehicle firms, and transport software companies to the region, creating a new Silicon Valley of movement. But the terrifying part for many residents is the disruption. For the next 4 years, Los Angeles will be a massive construction site. Streets will be torn up, freeways will be closed for cap construction, and tunneling machines will be grinding beneath the surface 24/7. The city is essentially asking its residents to endure 4 years of construction chaos in exchange for a century of mobility. It is a high-stakes gamble. If the projects aren't finished in time, the city faces a reputational disaster on the world stage. But if they succeed, it will be the greatest urban comeback story in history. The 28 by 28 plan also includes the Arts and Transit program. Every new station and bridge is being designed in collaboration with world-class artists to reflect the unique character of the neighborhood it serves. This includes interactive murals that react to the movement of trains and sound installations that turn the rhythm of the city into music. The goal is to make the transit system a cultural gallery, proving that public infrastructure can be beautiful and inspiring, not just functional. As we look toward the horizon of 28, the vision for Los Angeles is one of hyperconnectivity. It is a city that is finally embracing its size and its diversity. The expansion of the LA Metro, the automation of LAX, the resilience of the green infrastructure, and the brilliance of the digital twin all point to a city that is reinventing itself for a new century. The city of the future isn't being built in the desert from scratch. It is being carved out of the existing fabric of Los Angeles. The transformation is so deep that it's changing the psychology of the city. For 80 years, the average Angeleno's world was defined by their car. The $50 billion insane world of 28 is offering a new reality. The freedom to move without being tied to a steering wheel. It's the freedom to read a book on the way to the beach, to sleep on the way to the office, and to never have to hunt for a parking spot again. This is a profound shift in the California dream. It moves the dream away from the private garage and into the shared public space. The showcase year of 28 will be the moment of truth. We will see the first elite runners taking their mark in the historic Memorial Coliseum, which will be the first stadium in the world to host 3 Olympic Games. We will see the world's best swimmers in a pool built inside a football stadium. We will see crowds of millions moving through the city on automated trains and electric buses, guided by AI, and protected by a canopy of 90,000 trees. It will be a moment of triumph for a city that has spent 50 years trying to solve its traffic problem. The $50 billion megaplan is a testament to the fact that big things are still possible in America. We can still dig massive tunnels. We can still build world-class airports. And we can still reinvent our oldest, most stubborn cities. Los Angeles is showing us that the Olympics can be more than just a party. They can be a deadline for greatness. They can be the reason a city finally decides to fix its broken systems and build a future that works for everyone. The physical changes are already happening. If you visit LA today, you can see the massive support pillars for the automated people mover at LAX. You can see the huge stacks of precast concrete tunnel segments waiting to be lowered into the Purple Line excavation. You can see the cool streets being painted in the valley. These are the gears of a massive machine that is slowly picking up speed. The momentum is building and the deadline is looming. The Olympic legacies of the past were often about buildings. The legacy of LA 28 will be about flow. It will be the legacy of movement. By the time the closing ceremony ends, the $50 billion will have been spent, the athletes will have gone home, and the medals will have been won. But the citizens of Los Angeles will be left with a city that works. They will be left with a world-class rail system, a green river, and a digital infrastructure that makes the city run with a precision that was once thought impossible. This is why the '28 Olympics are so different. They aren't an end goal, they are an engine. They are the excuse the city needed to finally dream big. From the subway to the sea to the park over the freeway, every project is a piece of a larger mosaic. It is a mosaic of a city that is finally ready to live up to its name. The City of Angels is becoming the city of movement, and the world is about to see just how insane and brilliant that transformation really is. The 28 by 28 plan is a high-wire act of engineering and finance. It is an unapologetic, massive effort to fix Los Angeles once and for all. And while there will certainly be those who doubt it, the sheer scale of the investment and the clarity of the vision are something to behold. LA is taking its shot. It is gambling its future on a vision of a car-free, high-tech urban paradise. And if the current progress is any indication, the gamble is going to pay off in a big way. As we reach the critical year of '28, the blueprints will have become the reality. The trains will be running, the swimmers will be racing, and the city will be humming with the energy of 1 billion people. It will be the most spectacular show on Earth. And the true star won't be an athlete, but the city itself. Los Angeles will have proven that even the most car-dependent city on Earth can find a different way to move. It's a $50 billion miracle in the making. And the best part? It's only just the beginning. The skyline is changing, the roads are cooling, and the subway is finally reaching the sea. Los Angeles is the future, and the future is only 4 years away. Get ready. The City of Angels is about to take flight.